Evening peeps, good evening everyone. How's everyone doing? Hopefully you guys are all doing well. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, like, share, subscribe. Forgive me for repeating myself. I know I said this the other day, but if you're watching this channel and you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing. We are trying to get to 200,000 subscribers, which I know sounds crazy, but you guys know I dream big as well, but I can't get there without you guys. So please, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. All right, enough begging for one day. Let's see what there is to talk about today. All right, let's start here. Filip Hrgovic on Dave Allen. He's not bad, he's medium. Filip Hrgovic walks this thin line between overconfidence and arrogance. And look, maybe that's what you need to be an elite boxer, right? Top of your field in any sport. Maybe there does need to be this arrogance / confidence. But I do remember this was the same talk in the lead up to Daniel Dubois. And look, Dubois is on another level to Dave Allen. But this was the same talk in the lead up to that fight, and we all saw what happened in that fight. And that overconfidence in that fight was based off a sparring session that Filip Hrgovic and Dubois had a few years earlier. So Hrgovic has got to be careful. He's got to be careful not to overlook Dave Allen, because the carrot being dangled in front of his face is this big money fight with Moses Itauma. That's no secret, right? The thing with Hrgovic, yeah, Hrgovic has every, or at least I think, every attribute to be a real force in this heavyweight division. Like to win a world title, to go on a run. But there's something he lacks. I don't know what it is. Because you look at him, he's built like a modern day heavyweight, 6'6", 6'7". He's got a fantastic amateur pedigree. He's been in there with some good kids. He's got a granite chin, maybe the best chin in the division. Actually, that's Fabio Woodley. But he's got everything. He's got a good right hand. He's now got a good gas tank. Abel Sanchez has worked on that. He's got this arrogance that I think you need to have. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it. Like if he was to go against the very, very best, I would make him an underdog against the very, very best. Against fighters like Dave Allen and those maybe just outside the top 10, top 15, I think he's too good for them. So look, I think he should beat Dave Allen. I think he will beat Dave Allen. But I wouldn't be surprised, you know. In fact, no, that's a lie. I would be surprised. I would be if Dave Allen were to beat him. I think this comes down to, you know, I think the focus has been on Dave Allen's shape. Is Dave Allen mentally ready? Sometimes I think it comes down to Filip Hrgovic. Is Filip Hrgovic mentally ready? Because again, an on Filip Hrgovic should be able to kind of dispose of Dave Allen. But then you go back and watch Filip Hrgovic against Dempsey McKean. I mean, that was awful. And Dave Allen's better than Dempsey McKean. So sometimes, I guess what I'm trying to get at is Filip Hrgovic sort of blows hot and cold. He can't blow medium. In order to get rid of Dave Allen the way he expects to move on to Itauma, he's just got to go in there and just not fuck about. If he goes in there with this kind of swagger and arrogance that I'm too good to be here, I'm going to run through you, you're medium, he could find himself coming unstuck, you know. Dave Allen, there's something about Dave where if he puts it together, and I feel like we've been saying this for about a decade, right? So maybe he can't put it together, but if he does put it together, I think Dave Allen's a good boxer. I think he's a good boxer. He himself has a good chin. He's clearly worked on his cardio, his fitness. He does look lighter. In the past, we always thought that he would lose weight and then he doesn't. He comes in heavy. But it looks like he has lost a bit of timber, which should help with that cardio, his ability to move around the ring. One thing Hrgovic hasn't got, I was listing what he does have. One thing he doesn't have is good feet. He's not got great feet. Like, he's not in and out. He's not Dubois. He's not Itauma-like. He's not Fury-like. But I don't know if that's enough for Dave Allen to get it done. So look, I'm going Filip Hrgovic to get it done. And then for him and Moses to maybe have a face-off in the ring. I believe Moses will be there on Saturday. But yeah, Filip Hrgovic has got to be a bit careful in not overlooking Dave. Like when you look at Dave physically and you watch his last fight against Arslanbek Makhmudov, and if you're Filip Hrgovic and you put on that performance he did against David Adeleye where he looked really good, it's light and day. But I don't think you can approach it like that. At least I don't think Abel Sanchez will allow him to approach it like that. But look, yeah, if he wins and he wins convincingly, I do think they will run it back very quickly. And it's a quick turnaround, but I do think they'll run it back very quickly for him to fight Moses Itauma at the O2 Arena, which would be a big fight. That's a big fight. Like Itauma versus Filip Hrgovic is fantastic matchmaking. Very risky, because again, Filip Hrgovic seems to have a chin that no one can dent, and he's been in there with some big punches. I mean, Zhang cracked him with everything, and he still didn't budge. So, yeah, we'll see how that one plays out. All right, before we get into the rest of the news, a quick word from our sponsor. Today's video is brought to you by the wonderful people of Oxford Natural Optimum Day and Night. Now, look, I'm not going to say that I've been on this for months because I'd be lying, and we don't do that on this channel. And I'm not going to say this is some magic fix either, because that's not true. But what I will say is a lot of people are trying these products, and results for everyone are very clear. Now, there are two products: Optimum Day, which helps with energy, cravings, just keeps you going throughout the day, and Optimum Night, which for me is very important. That's more about recovery, energy, sleep, rest, reset. And that's more of me because I juggle 101 different things. There you go. Simple. And look, the results are clear. Mike Lowen, who's on this, dropped 35 pounds. Robbie Lyle from AFTV, you guys know Robbie, dropped 80 pounds. 80. And Robbie's the one that told me about this as well. So look, if you're thinking about getting your health on track, you want to combine it with gym, then I think this is the perfect product for you. Have a look at it. Scan the QR code in the description. Use code ADE as well, ADE. That gets you up to 70% off. Give it a go, people, and let me know what you think. All right, the WBA allows Usyk to defend belt against Rico Verhoeven. Okay, they're late to the party. Obviously, the WBC were the first to say, okay, use our belt. I'm pretty sure I saw something like the Ring Magazine belt could be on the line as well. This is strange, this WBA allowing Usyk to defend his belt. You can read it on the BBC Sport website. So what they basically said is, if Usyk wins, fine. If Rico wins, he's not the WBA champion. They're going to look at the situation. How does that make any sense? And this isn't me making it up. I'm reading this off the BBC website. So they basically said they're giving Usyk permission to defend the belt, but if Usyk doesn't win, and look, Usyk will probably win, right? But if Usyk doesn't win, Rico won't be the champion. Like, Rico's not going to put the belt around his waist. They're going to look at that situation and decide what to do next. If I'm Usyk, I'm like, fuck your belt. Because all you're basically saying is you want to be part of this spectacle and you want some sanctioning fees. That's what I get out of this, because that makes no sense. How can a belt be on the line? It's not like Rico has come in overweight, right? Whereby then only one person can fight for the belt. Makes no sense. If you're putting a belt on the line for Usyk to defend and Rico were to chin him, Rico should be champion, like the WBC are doing. It's kind of crazy, but this is, I guess, the issue with these belts nowadays. Derek Chisora will be doing Deontay Wilder rematch after getting blessing from his wife. You can't do this. Honestly, you can't do this. You can't do this. I mean, if it's your final fight, make it your final fight. Like, you can't play with people's emotions. Like, oh, it's Chisora's last fight. I'm really invested. And, oh, it's not my last fight. I want to do more. I don't know, man. Is there much interest to see Chisora Wilder too? Is there much interest? I mean, the first fight, I mean, it was a slugfest, but it wasn't a slugfest in the sense of Wardley Dubois. It was like a sloppy slugfest. I mean, I know Chisora personally. I just want to see him retire. I want to see him say enough's enough. Okay, you fight Wilder again, and it plays out exactly like that. Then what? I don't understand. Honestly, I don't quite get it. Look, it is what it is. He's going to do what he wants to do, but it's kind of strange, isn't it? Like, I remember the, what fight was it before? What fight was it again before Wilder? My brain has frozen a bit. 1 second. Otto Volin, wasn't it? Was it Otto Volin? And that was the final dance. Wasn't that the final dance? And all of a sudden, okay, no, that wasn't the final dance. This is the last dance. And now there's one more dance now. The DJ's put another song and we can dance again. It's just, I don't know. It's just getting a bit silly, I think. But we'll see. All right, anything else? Inoue and Katie Taylor set to be honoured by the IBF in Vietnam. On Katie Taylor, I think Eddie's close to announcing that Katie Taylor might get her, or will get her dream send-off at Croke Park. We'll see. Hopefully she does. I really hope she does. I just don't understand who the opponent will be. Now, once you go through a process of elimination, is it going to be Sandy Ryan? Is it going to be Chantel Cameron Free? It's not going to be Amanda Serrano, surely. Is it going to be Alicia Baumgardner? Is it just going to be someone like a Chris Cyborg or Amanda Nunes? I don't know if you guys know who those people are, MMA fighters. Remember there was talk about Ronda Rousey? Don't know. Remember that talk, by the way? That obviously died down very, very quick. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Hopefully she gets that send-off that she deserves, because she does deserve it. All right, guys, girls. By the way, if you're watching this, I've got some brilliant news, some incredible news to tell you about me and football. I might do a separate video on it, actually, because it is massive news, and I've kind of played it down because maybe it hasn't sunk in yet. In fact, I'm going to do a separate video on it. Fill in the blanks, though. It's Ade, it's football. What could be so massive? You guys fill in the blanks and let me know, but I will tell you on the next video.